Hi everyone, happy Saturday. So y'all are getting all kinds of videos from me. The plan is this should go out at midnight on Saturday. And then y'all saw my Flip Through Friday video. If you haven't already, it's like a supersized cat collection flip through, part one of like five. So this will go up Saturday, which is hopefully what you're seeing right now. Either later Saturday or Sunday, I'm going to post a quick video showing the completed pictures for the color along that some people posted on Instagram and other social media if I can find it. So I'll talk about that more at the end, and then we'll probably actually Monday do the color chat rather than Sunday night. I don't know. We will just see. But yeah, a lot of videos. Just didn't have anywhere else to plug this one in. So, completed pages for September. As you saw in my coloring chats, and for the month, I did have a color along this month. I'm going to save those for the end, and hopefully I have them all. Yeah, I do. Okay. And then what we're going to do at the start is cover the non-color along pictures. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Not doing a very good job. So let's get started. I colored a fair amount of pictures this month, but because I was putting a lot of time into the color along pictures, it wasn't quite as many as I normally do. Probably this month it was more time spent on the pictures I had rather than the quantity of pictures. So I won't say quality because they're all quality, but it's just I spent more time on individual pictures. So it's probably feels like I colored a lot, but not as much as I thought I would. Large print calm colored by number. Which one? I'm pretty sure this was this month. It feels like it's been forever and a day since the start of September, y'all. Like, I didn't really think about it before I started this, and I'm like, was this really in September? I'm pretty sure this was right at the start of September. This is, like I said, a nice large print color by number book. I enjoy using this one when we're watching TV in the living room. Anybody with pitiful I say like me, or sight issues and or low lighting, I think this is a really good book. And I used markers, I used sprees. I think it was mostly sprees on this, and I might have used some shuttle arts, I can't quite remember, but it turned out really cute. I had a whip I started in here too, and then I just never had the time to get back around to it. And this is one hopefully y'all see at the end of October. I just started with the greenery on it. I really like this book. I really like that book a lot. It's just finding the time to get to these books, guys. Like I didn't get, normally I do one out of Sun Life Drawings Fantasy Quest, and normally I do one out of Belba's Family's Wow Cats at least once a month. I didn't get either one of those done. So instead though, for Sun Life Drawing, I did do a picture out of Little Fairies Stained Glass Color by Number. Where's it at? It's not that one. Was it the one in front of it? Yeah, it's the one in front of it. And again, this was markers. Golly. Sorry, guys. Is that a little better? I think that's a little better. All right. Again, I think I used spree markers again for this one. I'm trying to use my shuttle art. Right now, if it's markers, most of it's either shuttle art or spree if I'm coloring in the living room, just because those are easy to grab and go. So I thought that one turned out pretty cute. I've only done 2 pictures in this so far, and again, another one I need to do more in, and I just haven't had a lot of time. Let's wait and do the Halloween ones at the end. Mystery Colors. This is the Mystery Colors book. that is out on Amazon, the illustrated by Joe Bartos book. It takes, like, I think a lot of the images from some of the earlier issues and puts them together. At the beginning of the month, again, I did another picture out of this one. Again, I used either Prisma or Spree markers. I can't quite remember. When it comes to the browns, sometimes I have to dig into like my Prismas and my Artisas to get the colors I'm looking for. So we got Mr. Bunny here chewing away on his breakfast. Again, another I really love this book. And again, just couldn't find the time. Just couldn't find the time. Jade Summer released their first color by number books, I think ever, this past month. And I did get the very first one, even though at the time I told myself I was on a no book buy, because y'all know how much I love color by numbers, and I wanted to see what they came up with. They do have another one out. It's color by number mandalas. I don't have that one yet. Probably down the road at some point I will get it, but I'm normally not a pattern person, but I did enjoy coloring this picture in here. And this is the one I did. I think it was Sprees, Sharpies, and Shuttle Arts, just my basic go-to markers. And it turned out super colorful. I really liked it. I liked this one a lot. Again, it was, I colored one in there, and I'm like, I'm going to color another one in there this month, and it just never happened. Between the color along and fall coloring, and which fall coloring kind of falls in line with the the color along, and then like Halloween coloring, I just didn't have time for a lot of other stuff. I did, again, break down and get this book this month because, again, y'all know how I love my color by numbers. I had seen this book, and I did not have any other books by Sachin Sachdeva yet, even though I've been kind of watching them for a while, and so this is my first book by him. And I did the last page in the book, which was this one. And I think, again, same markers as always. This has a name and a date. I really should write that down. But it was super cute. I liked this. It was enough mixture of colors and kind of mosaic stuff and stuff that it kept my interest, but not so much that it was too complicated to color like while I'm watching something else. So, and I liked that there were like 20 colors in this, a good variety of colors. So again, I really enjoyed this, and I definitely do want to do more pictures than that this next month. All right. One thing that really threw me this month was I got it in my head that because I finished the World of Mice large print color by number by Sun Life Drawing this year, I wanted to complete the Little Witches large print color by number by Sun Life Drawing this year. And my goal was like, I'm going to get it done by the end of October. And I was plugging along really good. And then like this week, y'all, I have just not been in the mood. Crap. I've left a couple of these halfway uncolored, and I'll explain why. But we'll pick up where I started at the start of the month. I don't know how many. I think I have 10 pictures left in here. So maybe I'll get this done. Maybe I won't. With some of the other stuff I have planned for October, it may not happen, but that's okay. That's okay. Again, Spree, mostly Shuttle Arts and Sharpies and Bics, but there are some Sprees in here and there, just when I wanted a little bit different color. So these have a 12 color palette, which I wish they had a bigger palette. When they do Sun Life Drawing, if you happen to see this, when you do your large print color by numbers, which I'd like to see you do more of, I really wish you would do your full palette on them, because that would give a little more interest to it. So since I only have 12 colors, a lot of times I will use like a slightly darker version of the color. I'll use like a yellow, but I'll use 2 different shades of yellow for 6 or something, as you can see here. So it gives a little bit of variety to the images, so I'm not just using the same colors over and over again. So there's that one. Now, one issue I have are my shuttle art gray markers are just a complete hot mess, and I think I've mentioned that before. And I just realized I would complete some of these pictures, and then I wouldn't go, and I would have the gray left, and then I'm like, I'll do the gray later, and I forget. There's at least one picture in here I got to go back and put the gray in. I like this one. Yeah. Yep. This is the one I was missing the gray on. So I'll have to come back and fix that. Though I really like this one. I like the bright blue background. So, oops. But we're going to call it done. And hopefully the coloring police won't come and arrest me. So there's that one. Sometimes I will just fill in the backgrounds since those take the majority of the time, and like maybe I don't feel like doing the whole picture, but I'll just focus on the background and then come back later and fill it in, and that's what I did here. So there's that. And see, I forgot to do the grays on this one too. Oops. Oops, my bad. I guess I'll fix that today. Though I do just want to do one picture at a time and get it plenty of time to dry. I like the yellow on this one. Make sure I'm still in camera. Yep, very cute. I'm trying to use mostly my shuttle arts in this as I've had them a long time, and I'm trying really hard to basically burn them up before they dry out. I've had to toss out a number of them that have dried out and that I've run out of. So no new markers until I use up a lot of the ones I have. And that includes spring markers. I know there's a bigger set out, and I'm not going to get it until I've burned through a lot of what I have in the budget markers. So this is the last picture in here I did this month. Again, I think I used a shuttle art gray, and it just, for some reason, that night was real dry, so I'm a little bummed about the streakiness, but it's fine. It's fine. So, this month, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I did 11 of these this month, so I have 10 left. And we'll see. We shall see. I'll at least get some of them. It'd be really cool to have a final flip through at the end of the month, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, so give me just a second. Okay. So the rest of the books are from my color along. I did a color along this month, y'all. This past month. Marjorie Sarnett was one of the first artists. I picked up her Creative Cats book, fell in love with it. Her art's really what helped draw me into coloring. I have collected a lot of her books over the years, but at some point I got really intimidated by her artwork because it has a lot of detail to it, and I ended up backing off from coloring them as much. And so this month I wanted to celebrate her work and also challenge myself to actually color in her books. We'll start at the front here. And it's been it was a great success for me, honestly. I hopefully got a lot of people who maybe weren't familiar with her work. Hopefully there were quite a few people that, you know, found her work and enjoy it through these color alongs and the flip throughs and everything, and trying different things in these books, trying different techniques, different mediums, pushing myself to use like colored pencils and to color these pictures. I love it. I think every month from here on out I'm going to challenge myself to do either a Marjorie Sarnett picture or like a Creative Haven picture. I don't know, because not all Marjorie Sarnett's books are creative hay, but that's something I really want to do ongoing. So I'm hoping I can do that. So this is Fanciful Foxes by Marjorie Sarnett. This was the first color and chat we did for the month. And we did this gorgeous picture. I mean, seriously, I feel like some of my best pictures in a long time came out this month. Particularly in the first half of the month. The last half of the month I've been pretty run down, but the first half of the month, I mean, really, truly, I've been, it's taken more time, but I've been very pleased with the results of my pictures this month, and this is definitely one of them. I love it. And y'all, the majority of this, other than the leaves, and the leaves up here, everything else is straight coloring. I did some blending with real brush pens on, like, I wanted to do these like sunflowers, and then I did some blending up here with the leaves. Real brush pens and alcohol markers, I did do some blending. The rest of this is straight coloring, and I love it. It's something about the colors. It's just, it's soothing, it's relaxing. I think it's not overly complicated, but it's just so pretty in its simplicity. I don't know. I'm really drawn to this picture. In fact, I might go against my rule of removing the perforation from this and like actually framing this one. I like it so much. So there is Fanciful Foxes. Next, what did we do? What did we do next? Was this? Yeah, it was this one. Okay, so this one ended up being, I think, the most liked picture I have ever had on Instagram, and I got a ton of feedback from this picture, and let me tell y'all, I'm so happy. The color and chat was so fun. I had a blast, and let's show the picture and I'll talk about it. So if you watch the flip through of this book, you notice that I set on a particular picture, and I was like, you know, instead of the fairies, this kind of reminds me of the Sanderson sisters, the witches from Hocus Pocus, right? So I decided to color them like, and I actually tore this one out of the book for reasons, may frame this one, and I colored this one like the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. And let me tell y'all, I love the result, but the amount of effort for color matching was more than I've ever done for a picture. And this was a project picture by far. The techniques weren't all that complicated. Like, I added in the stripes on her tights. I added in these little thigh-high, what are they called? Tights, whatever, not leggings, but anyway, added those in. I drew in her necklace. I added a little bit of design, which is hard to see in this picture. You can see it right there. I added a little bit of design there with gel pen, and then I used like a white colored pencil to get me a more sheer effect here, which is what I really wanted. So a little bit. And there was blending. I used real brush pens. I used markers on this. Just a little bit of and gel pen, and then just a little bit of pencil. And I just love it. I mean, actually, yeah, so y'all can see some of the shiny. It was so much fun. I already have an idea. I want to do more color and chats like this, like from my favorite movies if I get inspired. I already have one in mind for my next one, and it's not a Halloween picture, y'all, so I'm really hoping I can do it this month as kind of a break from fall and Halloween coloring and cat coloring. It's going to be kind of an offshoot, and I already know the picture I want to do, and I'm super excited about it. So I'm glad you guys really liked it. I was doing something with this picture, and that's the reason why I took it out, but I don't want to say what yet. I don't think anything's gonna come of it, but I'm not gonna tell y'all what yet. You're just gonna have to wait. Anyway, Magnificent Mermaids, again, by Marjorie Sarnett. This one I did offline. I was playing around my color wheel, and I wanted to do what's called a Tetrad color scheme. Let me see if I can figure out what I did. It was blue violet, blue green. Yeah, I think this was it. So here's my color wheel. They have a couple different Tetrad squares. The Tetrad I used was this little thin rectangle here, and I went with yellow orange, red orange, blue green, and blue violet. And when I saw these, I'm like, hey, they're sisters, but I kind of want to color them like polar opposite type sisters. So the background's just, I think it's mostly just shuttle art. Shuttle art actually has some really nice kind of oceany greens, like olive greens and green golds. Just FYI, I will say that in favor of those markers. Hang on, guys. Y'all got to hear my phone ringing. Okay, it wasn't anybody. It just looked like just a spam call. Anyway, like I said, I think I used mostly budget-friendly markers on this one. I did come in and do some gel pen work too, as you can see. I used some neon gel pen down here. I like doing that for like the coral and stuff. Dang it, there it goes. I didn't add a lot to this. Like I put in the gel pen, and then I cleaned up a little. I emphasized some of the white little beads and pearls with the white Posca pen, and that was pretty much it. Like I was just kind of done with this picture, which is an accomplishment for me because I like to put in a lot of work on her pictures, and this one actually didn't take very long, but I still was happy with how it turned out. So again, sounds kind of bizarre that would be a challenge for me, but it was. I decided to try some watercolor pencils in Best Dressed Pets, and this is one I should have done on camera, but this was supposed to be my test. And when it got done, I was like, oh, this is so good, I should have done this on camera. Because after I got done with this one, oh no, why does it look like coffee spilled? Well, that's a shame. It didn't get on the picture itself, though. I wonder when that happened. Huh. I can just black out the edges if that's an issue. You can't even see it. I had the 120 set of Arteza watercolor pencils. I don't use watercolor pencils very often, and I want to start doing that. And since I had that new set, I wanted to try it. Just if you're not familiar with watercolor pencils, and they're a little bit different in ink tints in that you get more of a pastel-y muted layer with them when you put one layer down. That's why a lot of people use them and then do colored pencil over them. What I did is I did one layer with the watercolor pencils, and then I went back over it. I did 2 layers, and that was the key to this just bright, gorgeous pop of color. This still took me less time than using colored pencils, so this is a great option for me if I want to do some pencil blending, but I don't necessarily want to put in the time investment with just regular colored pencils. I did use an alcohol marker for these because they were so finely detailed that I just didn't think I could adequately use a watercolor pencil. So, and then I did use a little bit of gel pen down here on the rocks, like y'all can see it. Jeez, there we go. A little bit of shine there, and then on the centers of the flowers I used some, and then up around the sun too. So like I said, it turned out great. I used the cover image as inspiration, so I think that was part of it, because this one, and it shouldn't have made any difference, but I think because I used this as inspiration rather than coming up with a coloring concept out of my head, I just felt like I couldn't record it, which was silly. But anyway, this turned out super fun. Love it. In fact, this might be one I frame just because looking at it makes me happy. Makes me think of the beach and sunny times, even with everything else going on right now. So about that time's when I started getting pretty run down physically. Last week or so, 2 of the month, I was pretty exhausted. So my earlier enthusiasm was starting to run a little dry. But I did want to color one out of Pampered Pets by Marjorie Sarnett, mostly because this is different paper. This is not Creative Haven Dover publication, so I did want to try some stuff out in it. And this was another color and chat we did. And I did Mr. Piggy here, because every time I flip through this book, I don't know what it was about this picture. I really liked it. So we did this. This was all just straight marker and then some gel pen. I don't think I did any blending. No, I don't think I did. Anyway, I was a little bummed. The background was a Copic blue-violet marker, and you can tell it's pretty streaky. This paper seemed to dry the markers really quickly. I got more streaking than I would like in the Creative Haven books. And I fought a little with the Posca pen. And then the cat caused me to smear right there. But anyway, I mean, it's a cute picture. I'm glad how it turned out. But yeah, this was, again, another challenge for me, just because I wanted to, you know, not feel like I had to do all this fancy blending and shading in her pictures, so that I could just straight color in a picture, add some gel pen, and still come up with something that was cute. So there's that. And finally, for the month and for the color along, the color and chat I posted Wednesday was probably the much awaited colored pencil page, which I really should have done at the beginning of the month, y'all, because I was running on fumes. This is from her Birds and Blossoms book, and I did this picture, which is on her back cover, but I wanted to go with a different color scheme. I mean, actually, that looks very similar, doesn't it? Ha! That's funny. I liked the muted color scheme on this. I wanted a different background, but I was actually originally going to go with a more muted color scheme. So I used watercolor pencils, the Arteza ones, on the background to give it kind of that early dawn kind of look in the background. Another reason was I've colored a lot of skies, and I've used a lot of blues and blacks and purples this month for sky, and I just was kind of burnt out on that. I wanted to do something different. So that's why I did that, and those did great. I did just one layer, so you can see they're a little more muted. But then the rest of the picture I was going to use pencils, and y'all know how I color. You see how I color. It's bright, vibrant colors, and I just couldn't I couldn't get myself to really commit to challenging myself with pastels and muted colors. I was like, we're just gonna do bright. I did like this. I used Prismacolor here. This was all kinds of pencils. If you see the color in chat, you even go in the description and look. Oh, we had Castle Art, Arteza, Black Widow, Prisma Premier, the Norberg and Linden XLs. We had Fila pencils. We had Sargent Art. So 7. We had 7 different brands of pencils, just regular colored pencils in this picture, because I wanted to just see what worked and what didn't. And so you don't have to go and look at the video. Y'all know, if you watch, you know I color with pretty harder pressure with colored pencils. With that harder pressure, I like the mid-range softness pencils like the Castle Arts. The Norberg and Linden XLs did well, even though they're a little softer. What was the other one? Sargent Art Supremes. I like those a lot. If I do a softer color like this with a bunch of layers and just a softer pressure, then Prismacolor Premiers, Artezas. I wasn't thrilled with the Black Widow colors. I thought they were really too soft for this paper, but those might be something else to consider if you use light layers. So anyway, so that was kind of for me, that's what worked. And this turned out really cute. And for some reason, I decided to be stubborn and stayed with colored pencils for the whole picture. There's no Is there even any Posca pen? There's not even any Posca pen in this, guys. This is all just pencil. There's a little bit of watercolor pencil, but it's all pencil. No gel pen, no Posca pens. That's very unusual for me. And it turned out cute. I like it. I like it a lot. It looks really pretty. I know people like it a lot. But, again, trying to challenge myself with a colored pencil picture when my energy is down is difficult. And it was a bit of a struggle for me. So in the future, I've learned not to do that to myself. But we did it, and it turned out awesome. So I do need to spray that. Actually, I'm almost wondering if I need to just start spraying fixative on all my pictures, because even the marker ones in some of the books, not the Creative Haven ones, I haven't seen that happen in the Creative Haven books, but in a lot of my, especially Amazon printed books, there seems to be some weird, even if I give it days open to dry, there seems to be some weird kind of bleed through that happens sometimes. And sorry if I hit the mic just then. And I don't like it. So that's all the ones for this month, or for September. If you haven't already seen, the Bibliophile Colors, John and I are co-hosting Cattober Coloring 2020, and there's just one T in Cattober. So it's a month of coloring cats. So if you're a cat lover and you're just kind of done with, maybe you need a break from Halloween or fall coloring, please join us on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, any sort of social media. Just be sure to use the hashtag. I'll have it down in the description along with a link to his channel. John and I have been YouTube buds for a while now, and I love his channel. And it's always awesome to see, because we don't see it very often in the community. It's always awesome to see a guy that enjoys coloring, and he definitely enjoys coloring, and he does it so well. So, and he's a cat lover, so I mean, what else can I say? So be sure to go check out his channel as well. He does talk a lot about reading. I guess I'm giving him a shout out. I'll probably do that on the next coloring chat too. But he does a lot of reading and vlogs, and also talks about his writing. He is a writer, and I've read some of his books, and they're really good too. A lot of them are like horror genre. So so anyway, I'll give him another shout out in the coloring chat. So anyway, so we are doing cats for October. So on top of all my fall and Halloween coloring, which y'all know at this point that I love if you've watched any of my recent videos, now we're going to take my favorite theme in the world, which is cats, and add that to the pile. So October is going to be an interesting month for me. I am not only doing all that, but if you saw me on Instagram last night, I'm going to post this on the community page. I've decided to, you know how there's like Inktober, and there's prompts usually for October for like art, like drawing, using any type of mediums and stuff. Well, a lot of people will take those and do coloring pages as well. And there's actually a couple different cat related ones that I've seen, but the one in particular I'm thinking of, I think was started by Cat Bat. I'll put her info in the description as well. But it's 31 days of cats, and each day of course is a different type of cat. And last night, I decided I was going to participate in that challenge on top of everything else. But it just goes so well with my color along this month, y'all. Like the first night was Magical Cats, and so I used actually one of the books I flipped through yesterday, the Cat Lover's Coloring Book. I have my magical cat. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get them all done, but I think it'll be fun to try. And again, challenge myself that not all my coloring has to take forever and be stressful and anxious and tedious. And anyway, So y'all will be seeing that on Instagram. I'll probably post a little bit on the community page as well, but mostly that'll be in the completed pages for the month. My coloring chats this month will be mostly cat themed. Like I said, I have one in particular that is going to be a movie related coloring chat, and I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but I think a lot of you are going to like it. It's not a Halloween movie either. That one was so much fun. I want to do another one. My flip through Fridays are all going to be cat themed books, but I will be doing, I bought two other new books that, I know, I did better, but I still need to like really crack down. Anyway, I bought two other books that aren't cat related, and I'm going to do a flip through of those next Wednesday. So I'll occasionally probably have, if I buy any more new books, I might have some little flip throughs like that here and there. But the Friday ones are going to be cat themed as we go through my collection. Cat Some cat related coloring chats. I might try to mix it up a little bit. I don't know. I was really surprised I did all Marjorie's Arnett for September, so we will see. It's like I said, it's going to be an interesting month, and yeah, I can't plan out further than a few days. So y'all know I have challenges, and September was great, and I did great with it, but I just never know what's around the corner. So we have challenges for October, so we shall see how that goes along. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I know I'm just putting out videos left and right right now, just because there's just so much to do. But like I said, I will post this will be on Saturday. The Instagram video, which is going to be a fairly short, because some people did participate, and I want to give them some love, but it wasn't a super active color along, I guess, for a lot of people. So if you do have a picture though, and be sure to tag it with Sarnet September 2020, so I can, when I go through that, I can see them. And then either Sunday night or Monday, we will do our coloring chat. I think I know which book it's going to be, but that may change. I'm thinking Autumn Inspirations Colored by Number. There are a couple cat pictures in here when I did the flip through last month. There's one with the cat on the pumpkin that I love. And there's another one that had cats in it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There's probably more that have cats in it, but geez, Michelle, would have been crazy to actually have enough foresight to look for these pictures. Hey, I didn't know I was going to talk about them. Oh, yeah, it's here close to the end. That's one. It's like a Halloween picture. Let me see if I can find it. This one. Y'all can't really see it because of my pile of books. This one might be a fun one to do as well. I don't know. What would be your preference? This picture or... Well, I don't know why I'm asking, because there's another one where he's on the pumpkins. I don't know. Anyway. And with Cattober, by the way, I forgot to mention, I'm going to give myself some rules for that. It may be a completed picture. It may be I started a whip with that day's theme, and it may be that I use my Happy Color app, which I completely forgot to bring that in here. Let me pause for a second. I'm such a hot mess, y'all. I know some of y'all don't have your issues with like digital coloring, so I should have like showed this 5 minutes ago. But there is an app I use called the Happy Color app, and I actually did do quite a few pictures this month out of this. Some nights I just don't feel like getting out my markers and doing that, but I do want to color. So, and the Happy Color app, by the way, as you can see, has Disney pictures now, which a lot of you are big Disney fans, so I'm sure that is exciting. But, where did this month start? This month started here with the beavers. I don't know why it wants to do that. Just show the finished picture. There we go. So we started with the beavers. Then we have this lady, or cat lady. Yeah. So like here's the little pouring coffee thing. Anyway, I'm not going to show all of these. I don't need to see it. Anyway, I like that one. But so these, starting with the beavers in the camera, this is what I've been coloring this month. So like I said, just in the evenings when I'm in a mood. I like this one a lot, where they're on the rooftop. And then this one where it's a little cat with the umbrella and galoshes and stuff. That's just really cute. They got a lot of cute cat pictures. And then I've done some Disney pictures and stuff. So I do have some completed stuff in here. And again, some people don't really like the digital coloring stuff, but I do like to show it because it is part of what I've done this month. So, okay, I'm going to shut up now because it's been like 40 minutes. And I really didn't color like that much this month, so it shouldn't have really been this long. I'm sorry. I'm super chatty. I need to save this for the coloring chat. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. I am looking forward to seeing everybody else's completed pages this month. I always enjoy these videos. And I will talk to you next on the Instagram video. Thanks, guys, and bye for now.